I just think he's a little bit of value at 8 to 1.
Robert Thornton was there in the foreground. He rides Donovan for Richard Guest. Got a good winning record so far this year. Got 4 wins to his name in recent. Ole Ole, though, is favourite. Turthan 6 to 1. Theatre Night we looked at 8 to 1. Mighty Moose, also 8 to 1. Jim.
They're off and running now, heading towards the first of 18 fences in this Grand Sefton handicap chase, and Ole Ole leads them over the first. Alphabetical has gone, so too has King Cole, has been brought down there at the first. Looking further down the track there, Cassia Heights is also down, and so too is Kuiper Oscar. So we've lost 4 at the first. As they go over the second now, the leader Ole Ole, the favourite, out in front. From in second place, Rowdy Yates. Then in third is Bannister Lane. Behind them in the early stages is Jimmy Bond. 2 lengths away further back than is Theatre Night. As they come now towards the chair, the most ferocious fence on the course. And Ole Ole led over it well. Tycaster has gone, a faller back in the field. As they head up now towards the water. Ole Ole about 4 lengths in front of Rowdy Yates and Bannister Lane, and Jimmy Bond behind them. A gap in the field then follows Lampion de Bost. Followed then by Theatre Night, and further back then is Witch Pocket, followed then by Rookery Lad. A gap to Mighty Moose and Lawyer Des Ormeaux, behind them with a pink jacket. Then Glenn Folan, then on the inside is Turthan. Back in the field too at this stage is Parkinson. Followed next then in the centre by Craven, and then High Moon the inside. A gap in the field then some way behind them is Surfboard, giving them a long start now as they head out into the country, and Donovan is towards the rear, absolute last. Crossing the Melling Road on the first occasion, and Ole Ole leads them here. Out in the centre, Bannister Lane, and Rowdy Yates is wide off the track as they come to the 5th fence now. Just behind them, all going down on his nose, Glenn Folan got away with it though. So it's Ole Ole and Bannister Lane together from Rowdy Yates as they come to the 6th. Then Witch Pocket behind them, followed then on the inside next by Jimmy Bond. Back in the field there, mistake by Parkinson has survived though, as they continue towards the open ditch, number 7. Ole Ole leads over that by 3 or 4 lengths as we join Ian Bartlett.
And all of the fallers so far are safely up on their feet. Noel Feely still being attended to at the first fence, but as they race down to another plain fence, it's Ole Ole leads. Bannister, the yellow sleeves, made a mistake there. Craven has fallen. Craven a faller there. High Moon is right towards the back of the field as they head down to the one before Beechers. Ole Ole it is who leads. To Jimmy Bond and Bannister Lane and Rowdy Yates, and with those is Witch Pocket, and there Glenn Folan was a faller. Glenn Folan is down as they head to Beechers Brook at the back of the field. Parkinson is continuing. High Moon and Donovan are well behind. Also Surfboard, and that's towards the back of the field. As Ole Ole, a bad mistake at Beechers, and he gives away the lead. Lampion du Bost in the pink jacket also hit it very hard indeed. So coming to Foynaven, Ole Ole well back in the field now as Rowdy Yates in the black jacket on the outside of Jimmy Bond in red and white. Turthan made a mistake behind those as they approach the canal turn. Witch Pocket with the maroon jacket, white cap on the inside is there. Then Lampion du Bost with the red sleeves. Ole Ole, the green jacket up on the outside, getting back into it now with Tony McCoy as they come over the canal turn. And Witch Pocket is out of the race. And down there as well is Rookery Lad is a faller as they come to Valentine's Brook. Rowdy Yates was just the leader to Jimmy Bond on the inside. Then Bannister Lane who's losing ground. Lampion de Bost, Ole Ole and Theatre Night are behind these from Turthan towards the inside. Donovan is heading the remainder as they come over their next plain fence. Again, Ole Ole didn't jump it too well. As up front it's the black jacket of Rowdy Yates. Lampion de Bost the far side. Against the inside rails is Jimmy Bond. Then Ole Ole from the Theatre Night is with this, and Turthan and Bannister Lane. Donovan heads the remainder of them as they now head down towards the 16th, and Lampion du Bost has gone through to take it up. On the inside is Jimmy Bond in red. Rowdy Yates is down. Rowdy Yates goes there. He hampers Ole Ole as a very troubled passage on the way through. Surfboard is continuing towards the back of the field. Lloyd is almost well behind. High Moon is last of all, but they're across the Melling Road with Lampion de Bost, Jimmy Bond, Theatre Night, Turthan and Bannister Lane the leaders. And here once again is Jim McGrath.
Well, on the inside, it's Jimmy Bond, Richie McGrath on the outside. On the left is Lampion de Bost with Phil Kinsler. In behind them is Dennis O'Regan coming there strongly with Theatre Night. They're followed then by Sam Thomas on Turthen, and further back in the field is Bannister Lane. A long gap to Donovan, who's come from near last, as they race up now towards the second last in the Grand Sefton handicap chase. Far side Lampion de Bost. From in second, Jimmy Bond, the riderless horse there on the outside as they draw towards the second last. Lampion de Bost jumps it well. Jimmy Bond does as well. Then in third is Theatre Night, followed by Turthen and Bannister Lane, and a long gap then to the rest as they come towards the last of the 18 fences in the Grand Sefton. Lampion de Bost steadies at it. He got over it well. He handled it cleverly by 5 or 6 lengths now to Jimmy Bond. A long gap then to Theatre Night, who hasn't made any ground. Neither is Bannister Lane, followed by Turthen. A long gap then to Donovan, and they were followed next in the field by Parkinson. But racing up towards the elbow, it's Lampion de Bost being followed by the riderless horses. Jimmy Bond trying to raise another effort now, but spurred on by the sound of the loose horses behind him, no doubt. It's Lampion de Bost, Phil Kinsler, who's going to race away with the Grand Sefton handicap chase. He wins it by 8 lengths. In second place, Jimmy Bond. Third is Bannister Lane, followed then by Theatre Night in fourth. A gap to Turthen, followed then by Mighty Moose. They're followed by Lawyer des Ormeaux, and further back is Donovan. A long gap in the field to High Moon, and one of the tail enders here is Surfboard. Mark Bradman just crossing the line now and looking further